Hello, babe. Welcome to Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenore, and today I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. All right, let's just get started. So, I want to say thank you for clicking on the reading. It is wonderful to be here with you. We have a lot of eyes on you, it looks like. We have one up here, one here. Tears. It almost looks like somebody in water reaching out for help right here. Like these are the waters. There's a person. Here's their head. Here's their arm extended. There's a heart right there. So I am led to believe we have the lion up there. Look at that, the lion sitting. Then here we have the fish. And there's a peace sign. I'm just going to say it straight up. I feel like, and we pull this way, it's the skull. So we have the death sign. Okay, so we have somebody who, I feel like there's like a love connection. I want to pull a card to make sure if it's like romantic or not. It feels like it's probably romantic. It could be that this is a good friend. It could be that this is somebody who's like a companion. I never understood a companion. This is definitely a romantic thing. I never understood a companion until I got older. Now I get it. I 100% get having a companion in life that's like platonic or whatever. Okay, so we have a romantic person in your life. They're struggling. Okay, they're struggling probably financially. I think that you are doing okay. Maybe even better than okay. This might be a new thing. This might be something that, you've like, you did the thing. You got in there before, it was impossible to have the dream, right? You were, you were the last of them that could get the whole thing. The house, the cars, the kids, the dogs, all this stuff. And I feel like this person now, they're not motivated to be with you or to love you because of what you have. But they're also not afraid to be like kind of asking. Okay. I feel like it stresses you out. I feel like you're stressed out about it. I just don't see this being something that works out for you. I think that trying to engage something like this more deeply, at least in this situation, I feel like there's always going to be that weirdness. Maybe on your side, I don't know. Maybe it could be on both sides. Maybe they'd get resentful. Maybe they, you know what I mean? Who knows? I don't think that the love potency is there. I feel like what really happens is actually whatever they're struggling with, even if it's like emotional, maybe it's emotional resources, you just don't have them. I think about that. I know people who have kids that are like in my age range. They've they're dating again and they have younger kids and stuff. Like how? Even older kids, how? I don't know. I don't know how anybody has that kind of the emotional reserves for that. I applaud you for like staying in the game, but my goodness, I don't know. So the feeling could be that you just I don't have the time or the want to give the effort to get through this with somebody who I don't think you have a super established relationship with yet. Okay. So I feel you coming into your individual independence, your autonomy. It feels like you've gotten like the ick, basically. I see you really moving back into that kind of more solitary, or I mean, this could be that like you're in a relationship, you have been trying to mend things, grow back together, whatever it is. It feels like to me, you lean into it and it's like, okay, this is not the right time. They're still really going through it. They're working on their own thing. You might not even feel like it's not like a resentment or anything, but I do feel like you're not willing to give up your own stability for anybody else right now. And listen, I applaud you for that. Absolutely. Good for you for standing up for yourself. Not that you even have to stand up for yourself, just choosing yourself, So, yeah, I don't see that as if you're dating somebody, I don't see it working out. I just don't. I'm sorry. If you really love the person, I don't think it's the right one. I don't think it's the right person. Like, at least not right now. At least not right now. Okay, so we're moving. We have the egg. We have the eye turns into the egg. The egg is fertilized. You can see this is also the solar symbol and the symbol for the monad, the God, the all-encompassing, the divine. We have the rabbit atop, which makes sense, right? We have, we're coming into the equinox here in the north. We're going into spring. Even outside of Christology, of course, rabbits and eggs are prominent symbols. Going back probably to the beginning of cosmologies, right? The first stories of where we came from, how life was born, right? So we have this very ancient primal symbology occurring. That is abundance, that is beginning, that is renewal, that is rebirth, and pregnant with life. So it's blessed as well, right? It is blessed as well. Now, we have a person in front, we have a person in back. Okay, so I really feel like this is almost like a procession, like you are parading into this new era for yourself. I feel that there is an emphasis on air and flight, maybe some traveling. We have a Z. And I can't help but think it's 0. Also, we have Z9 or 9Z, if that is meaningful to you in some way. We have 2 people walking down the hill. We have people dancing at the bottom of the hill. Look at this. We have 2 people here. Then we have 2 people here. These ones are pointing outwards. These 2 are dancing. Again with the heart over here. And the rocket. This one looks like a person about to throw a plane. So I feel like even with things not working out with this other person that we talked about at the beginning, it feels like there's something more established in your life. I feel like you've been through, I mean, it feels like you've been through some ordeals together. Like this is a good friend that you're falling in love with. This is a partner, a companion, that you are finding that this kind of friendship within a relationship is more important than anything else. And I really do. I think it's just more about having somebody to speak to walk beside, who speaks kind of the same heart language that you do. And that's not necessarily that it's romantic, but it is that you can appreciate the things that each other loves, the things that are important to you, the things that you dream about, that you whenever anything happens in your life, this is the person that you want to go tell about it, because you know that you have this rapport where you can just say what it is, or you can be, poetic or philosophical or angry, and like they accept you as you are, right? And you accept them as they are. And so I feel that there's almost this sense of like, okay, so there's this explosion of love and lust, and like maybe with this first relationship we talk about, and then you realize like, yeah, this person's lovely, I like them, I'm into them, maybe you're even married to them, or you're coming into a place where you realize like, I want to be closer with them again, or whatever, and you do get a little closer, and you immediately are like hit with this wall of like, it's too much right now. I know it's terrible to say, but like, have you not been in a relationship before where though you do support and love your partner or a person you're dating or whatever, you love and support them, but you can't fix it for them. You cannot fix them. You cannot save them. You have to just kind of be beside them in a way that is beneficial to you and hopefully to them as well, right? And so that's kind of like where it seems to be, right? Not that it's necessarily fully over, although I do feel like if it is somebody that you haven't dated for long, it's kind of that thing that's like, okay, this isn't for me. I think it reinforces your friendship with somebody else though. And that's not to say that like you love this other person more, or that relationship is more important, or anything like that. But there is something to having the ease to be able to communicate with somebody, right? Like a best friend. So I see this being a time where it's less about, the romance of things, and more about having somebody to walk beside. I think that's exactly where your heart is at this moment. Okay, so we also have the name Sarah. Sarah seems like an important name. And I keep getting K-E-R lately. K-E-R, if that means anything to you. And again, we have the person with the hands overhead. I feel that you have this kind of, I feel like people in your life, or you are experiencing it as people in your life really needing your help a lot. I'm going to use the cards, because it feels to me like there's this noise all around you. Like you have this one place where, and this is like our temple, our interior temple. This one place where there is peace. There's warmth, there's growth, there is, abundance and love and lust and amaret and all the things, right? The little nest. And then there's all the other stuff, right? And out here it's like, and I think a lot of us are feeling that, right? A lot of us are, but it really, I have to emphasize, do not be deterred from coming out of this into this, right? We have to. There is work to be done. Do not avoid it. I will tell you why. We are in a time and a place and in an alignment where if you are doing the work, if you are staying the course, if you are living in your authentic being, the universe is letting us manifest in real time. I promise you, if you spend time in meditation, in mantra, and directing your intentions, what you are consuming, I don't mean food, although that is part of it, but what you are thinking about, what you are reading, what you are listening to, what you are watching, all these things, who you're hanging out with. All of that matters. If you get that into the right alignment for the manifesting that you are trying to do in your life, what you are trying to build out, the reality, the world, the perception, babe, it is now. It is happening. Okay? With all of that oppressive, dark energy that we know is there, and we've been talking about it. We have not been afraid to talk about it, right? With all that, it is balanced out, and I'm not saying it's imperfect, everything is perfect. Everything is as it should be at all times, period, if we like it or not. But there's something else here, right? But there's also, right, that canvas, that holy spring, that ambrosia, the nectar of the gods, the manna, the light, the place, the theater, the laboratory, the whatever you want it to be, whatever metaphor really gets you going, right? It is there for your taking. It is there for you to do whatever you want. But it takes work. And I know we're tired. I know we're overwhelmed, we're burnt out, we're let down. And if you're out here trusting people, babe, you are like a pure of heart, because I think that most of us don't trust anybody now. I don't trust anybody now. I trust like 2 people. A little bit. Not even that much. You know what I mean? And it's not that I trust them so much as I trust what I know they are. And I know what they'll do. You know what I mean? So, and that's not to say like anything directly has happened or anybody has done anything to lose my trust, but the nature of the world and the things happening and how people are responding. How they are responding to it. Tell me who you is without telling me who you is. 100%. That's what we have been going through, right? And I appreciate it. It's been awful, but I appreciate it. It has made things very cut and dry for little old me. You know what I mean? So, with these troubles come great blessings, right? Now, here's the deal. I have a hard time sitting here telling you, don't go hermit. Don't cut it all out. Don't go live in a hole in a hill, right? Don't hide from the world. Because you know what? That's the instinct that I have as well. And probably most likely what my life will continue to look like more and more and more. But in our micro little universes, we do need each other. We need each other. Okay, I don't know who that is for you. If it's an animal, you know, if it's a concept, if it is a person, if it is, you know, you have a job, you are needed by people. Okay, so I don't know if it's full checkout into, you know, whatever they used to say, tune out time, or tune in and tune. I don't know. What was the saying? What was that CIA saying? Oh, am I allowed to say that on here? I don't know. What was that propaganda that they all had us? Well, I'm not that old, but I used to hear it in the 80s and 90s all the time. Don't you believe that? All them like 2001 like VH1 documentaries about like Woodstock or whatever. So anyways, it's just, I don't know, man. It's a lot. People need help. We all need help. It's hard to figure out like what to do when it feels like, you know, the moment you get near water, everybody's like, help me, help me. And you know, and then you're succumbing to the thing as well. How do we balance that out? I don't know. If you have any good answers, put them in the comments. This is where I hit the wall. I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I do what feels right. I guess that's what it is. I think that's where we just, you know, we go about our business as though, I'm trying, you know what I'm trying to do is remember that everybody is God. And they're also me, an aspect of me, and I'm an aspect of them. And I'm trying to walk through life that way. I'm not the most kind person. I'm definitely not the nicest person. But I also love people in like a distant, rugged kind of way. You know what I mean? Like, I love people because I know what pain is, and I know that we all are in pain, and I feel for people. I love people. I don't like to be near them, though. You know, I don't like to be close with a lot of people because I feel close with everybody. Anybody I meet, I feel like we have an opportunity to like be heart to heart. Do I like doing that with everybody? No, because it, you know, if you are a person walking around with, you know, your chest wide open, you know what that feels like. You also know what it feels like to try to not be that person, which is even worse. That's the worst little death. So, I don't know, man. It's hard. It's hard to be out here right now. It's hard to see people struggling. It's even harder to see people trying to keep it all together, status quo, while you are watching their, you know, identity crumble, because that's what's happening to all of us. But there's a lot of love, you know, there's no loss of love. There's no end of love. There's no finite amount of love. And that's really, I don't know, you know, not to get all like propaganda-y, CIA, you know, peace, love movement-y. But man, love is the way, I think. So I don't know. I feel like the real deal is figuring out how, in the darkness of the night, we honor ourselves, right? When the moon has gone out, like she is at the moment, she's just about in the new moon fully, we have to figure out, what do we do with ourselves in those dark nights, right? And how do we honor ourselves, our true nature, right? And And how does that translate into our waking lives? How do we be what we are all the time? Which isn't easy. But listen, that's what's nice about everything falling apart. I used to say this a lot about grief. I went through a few different periods of my life where people were dying, right? And not just like one person, but it would be a few people at a time, not all at the same time, of course, but they cluster together, as people say. And so during those periods, it's like you have this life going. You think that it is what it is. Man, I built all this up. It's all good. Look at me. I got my little thing going. I'm married. Like for me, it was I'm married. I'm doing my art. I'm, partying. I'm singing good music. Everything's cool. I got like this great dude. We, whatever, we're living a lifestyle that like made sense at the time and whatever. So then all of a sudden, everything is over. It's done, Well, and I've shared this before. My first husband passed away unexpectedly from a heart condition. And then other people, for the next 6 months, it was nonstop. This is also during the kind of beginning of the peak of the opiate epidemic. So I knew a lot of people that were just, and it's like a tsunami hits you. Everything that was is just gone. It's just gone. And you can't grab onto the stuff, the things taking you too. And what do? You try to survive. And then you survive the thing and everything's gone or destroyed or, whatever. And there's a sense of like, what do I do now? And also that, like, you're alone. In a really real way, you're alone because your identity's gone. Your identity often relies on what you're related to, right? What you're orientated with, right? What the people in your life, the environments you're in, the work that you do, all these things. And when it's gone, there's no fighting it. You can't fight it. It's gone. And so collectively, it feels like we are maybe starting to experience some of this. And it's a horrific feeling. It's also so freeing. I'm not going to say I'd want to go through any of what I did again. I wouldn't, I love my first husband forever, infinitely. I live for him. You know what I mean? Like, I live a good life for him. Partially. I mean, there are other people. But when everything is gone, or it's falling apart, and you have no say in it, there is something there. There's something, some hint of freedom in that. I don't know how to explain it unless you've been through it. Something similar, right? You've lost a lot, right? I don't mean just a little bit, a lot of it. Which most of us have. I mean, let's face it, most of us have. And so we find the freedom. In between the grief and the fear and the terror and the stress and the, having to let go of so many things. Expectations, hopes, dreams, visions of what might be. We're collectively grieving while also being barraged with just endless information, which a lot of them are the horrors of humanity. But there's freedom in it. I'd rather know what it is and do something for myself than put on the blinders and just try to like deal with it. I don't know about you. Like sometimes I'm like, yeah, I'm good. It's none of my business. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I've been in that mode too. Like, don't think I haven't. I have. But this one's too big, you guys. I mean, you know it. I know it. We know it. You're here. We both know it. You know what I mean? So the deal is like how we got to figure out like what are we doing like for ourselves? Like what are we doing? What is our plan? It's only going to get worse before I don't even know if it'll get better in our lifetime. I don't know. It's only going to get worse. So we're going to have to figure out how to use that as a fuel for ourselves. Okay? Because it's spiritual fuel. It will be. It is. Okay? And if I'm fully delusional and don't know what I'm talking about, all right. At least it feels okay right now. You know what I mean? So, anyways, let's do some lucky numbers. Let's get it going. Oh, I cracked my knuckle. I'm supposed to stop doing that. Okay, 51. I'm worried, you guys, that I'm getting like a little bit of arthritis in my 73. I've been shoveling like a ton of snow and doing yard work and stuff. Well, I was doing yard work, then it got cold. 19 is the last number. Oh no, I'm sorry. Yeah, it is 19. I was like, is it 79? No, it's 19. And regrading the driveway by by hand, one stone at a time. No, I was shoveling and raking, and that got my hands like walking up a little bit, and then shoveling. It got cold again. It's super cold again, and I've been shoveling snow because we had blizzards, and they just, I don't know. I gotta go get it looked at. I do hand exercises and grips because I do jujitsu, so I've been building up my grip, but I don't know, man. Something's going on. I'm getting old, I think, is what it might be. All right. Anyways, I love you guys. Please take care of yourself. We'll talk soon. Good night.